So I'm about to get ready to go to the next tab, continuing my real estate journey and everything. Just when I was finishing up my last one, I saw you just like dropped half the ABCs in there. I'll read it to you exactly. It says enter minimum MIN DSCR for max loan amount. What is going on?
Okay, this is one of the things I'm like a little nuanced and I was happy about. So here's the story. You meet a lot of people that come to the closing table, think they're getting a loan for $7.5 million. You get a phone call from the broker, you get a phone call from the banker. I'm sorry, the loan doesn't support more than $7 million too. We're cutting your loan proceeds. What changed? Yeah. So, and imagine you put everything together, you ran the numbers day before closing, week before. I'm sorry, like you didn't know up front. We didn't do that stress test. We didn't test it. What does that mean? So what happens? Every bank, when they give a loan, they care about two things in the stress test. A, loan to value. Is the building worth what it's worth? And number two, can you afford to make the payments every month based on the cash flow of the building with the right buffers in place? A bank doesn't let you make payments. But if your profit's $100,000 your NOI, and your payments are $100,000. Or else, if there's a bad day, you walk away from the building.
Right.
They want you to have something called what's called DSCR, stands for debt service coverage ratio, which basically means that debt is a mortgage. To service it, to pay it with a coverage and a ratio. They want you to have some sort of ratio that you're going to have extra money left over, so for a rainy day. So they say, okay, if your payments are $100,000, they typically want you to have 25% more available. They typically want you to have a net operating income of $125,000, then you have $100,000 you pay to the bank, and $25,000 you have to keep. That's how the debt service coverage ratio works. That concept. So this thing looks great. You think the building's worth $10 million. When interest rates were low, it was never an issue about debt service coverage. The payments, if it appraised, it worked.
Right.
Now the rates went up. This allows you, day one, before you go too far, click minimum debt service. On that term sheet, it says, we're willing to lend you ... but a minimum coverage you must have of what? The lingo, how they put it out there, they either write 125%, or they use it lingo, where they write 1.25x, which is the same thing. Over here, you'll be able to put in the number, minimum 125. And if it doesn't support that loan amount, now we'll turn red and flag. You are only able to borrow $7 million too. You have a loan 7.5, you put your assumptions of a loan 7.5, it's not going to work. You don't find out down the line, you find out before you go to the first line. So you have two offers in front of you. Sometimes it doesn't make a difference. There's some banks that have a minimum debt service coverage of 135. Sometimes it makes a difference in your life. There's enough cash flow, it's fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes it makes a difference, and all these things start coming together. So therefore, you have it in front. This way, if you get past this first page, at least you know the financing deal works. As you go further, we'll start talking about the most sophisticated part of this business.
Awesome. So DSCR is going to be my debt service coverage ratio.
Yes. You don't have to know what that means, but you don't have to know.
Fancy real estate.
Yeah, 100%. Just, yeah.
Yeah.
Be a student of business, know everything.
Yeah, and that's going to tell me that they want me to make more money than just what my debt payment is. So I might need 125, so I could cover it when I have a rainy day.
And this calculates the math for you, what that means you could actually borrow. So all you have to do is know what it means, and just plug in the number they put on the term sheet,
And
and all of a sudden, based on all the numbers, they'll flag if there's a problem.
amazing.